So Tottenham are yet to make any significant signings in the transfer window, and I've done many videos so far this summer speculating on who Tottenham could buy based on transfer rumours. But a seismic piece of news has come out in the last few days that could impact Tottenham's transfer window for the rest of the summer and heading into the Premier League season. So today on the talkSPORT YouTube channel, I'm going to be discussing these rumours and getting to the bottom of Tottenham's transfer window. But if you are new to the talkSPORT YouTube channel, then drop us a like, subscribe, hit the notification bell, and also let me know in the comments down below, who do you want to sign this summer? And before I go any further, this is the first video that I've recorded since the tragic news of Diogo Jota and his brother Andre Silva's passing, and I'd just like to say that it's been a tough week. I covered it a lot for talkSPORT across, the website, the radio, and all different platforms, and this news really got to me this week and showed me how precious life is. I spend a lot of my time on this channel talking about transfers and Tottenham and winning trophies now and finishing 17th in the Premier League, but when it all boils down to it, it doesn't all really matter. Life's just really about keeping those close to you and living life to the max. So I'd just like to say my condolences go to Diogo Jota's family, friends, and the whole of Liverpool Football Club, Wolves, everyone connected to a stunning player who was fantastic in the Premier League and beyond. But yeah, I just wanted to, react to that because I haven't said anything about it thus far. But with the video today, it is, as I say, about a seismic piece of news in regard to Tottenham's transfer window, and it actually has to do a lot with Tottenham's London rivals, Arsenal and Chelsea. As we know, Chelsea have been very active in the transfer window so far. They've signed João Pedro, they've signed Liam Delap, they've signed Jamie Gittins. Arsenal, on the other hand, haven't done too much. You've got the Zubimendi transfer, Norgard, but apart from that, not a lot. But we all know that that Arsenal are interested in bringing in some attackers, some strikers, to really, sort their issues out. And similarly with Tottenham, a few different areas that need to be fixed. But how do all these clubs, how are they all related at this point of time? Well, it comes basically off the back of some news regarding Arsenal, and it looks like they're set to sign Noni Madueke, funny enough, former Tottenham youth player, from Chelsea to solve their winger issue. There was a tweet the other day, I think, from Ornstein that said that Arsenal are looking at not just a striker and a winger, but Eberechi Eze. Eze has obviously been linked with Tottenham, so, the signing of Noni Madueke, how does it affect the transfer saga of Eberechi Eze? And then on the other hand, the news, how does it then impact Mohammed Kudus? I've done a lot of videos on all these players, so go and check them out after this. But basically, Tottenham are being linked with a move for Kudus from West Ham, but Chelsea have also been linked with the player. And could he play on the same side as Noni Madueke and fill that hole? So basically, I'm going to be talking about this today because it's a bit of a domino effect. And, it is funny how Chelsea and Arsenal deal a lot with each other transfer-wise, but no one really wants to deal with us. But it seems like there's a lot of moving pieces, and I'm basically sort of going to say how I think it will go, because I can see it going this way. Noni Madueke, I actually can see him going to Arsenal. I feel like that is quite set. He will be a backup to Bukayo Saka, meaning that Chelsea then have a gap. But Mohammed Kudus, does he start for Chelsea? Does he really get into their best side? They've got a lot of attacking talent now. Pedro Neto, as I say, Liam Delap, João Pedro, Cole Palmer. There's a lot of players there that I think Chelsea do need to sell before they buy, hence why they're looking to offload Noni Madueke potentially for a good fee. And then what happens with the Eberechi Eze deal? Do Tottenham go back in for him? Do Arsenal get him as well as a Noni Madueke and a striker? Because they really need to solve that issue as well. I basically can see that I think we'd get Kudus over Chelsea. I feel like Chelsea might give him a bit more wages, but I don't think he's guaranteed minutes and starts at Chelsea, whereas he is probably at Tottenham. But Arsenal, I don't know where they go next. Could they sign Eze? Could we potentially go back in for Eze? These are the questions that are cropping up a lot now regarding all these players. It seems as well that a lot of teams in and around, especially the big six plus Newcastle, we're all going for the same transfer targets. So it is going to be a very interesting summer. Tottenham have not done any high-profile signings yet. Dan's int'l on loan, Takai to come in as well. But yeah, it's a really interesting one because I like the idea of signing Kudus. I mentioned that on my video the other day. He has been linked, as I say, with Chelsea, with a move to Saudi Arabia as well. But I just feel like I can see... I'm not sure I can see him going to Chelsea. I'm going to put my neck on the line with that. I don't really see it happening, especially with the Noni Madueke transfer, because I don't see how Chelsea can keep all these players happy. It just is becoming a bit ridiculous, their squad and how many players they've got at their disposal. They're just coughing up money. And a lot of their Club World Cup campaign is paying for these transfers. Arsenal, I feel like they'll maybe get Noni Madueke and then a striker. But then I'm not sure if they'll add Eze as well. Or maybe Eze instead of a striker. And then that opens the door then for Tottenham to make a move for Kudus. But yeah, it's a lot of moving parts. I could be completely wrong with this one. But... yeah, I think it's a really interesting summer dilemma. And, lots of people have been reacting to it all over the footballing media.
One that will spark a lot of chat, and chat of not of the good sort. West Ham fans, some of them are balking on social media big time at the idea that the West Ham board, Mr. Sullivan, would even entertain the prospect of doing business with Tottenham in a transfer over Mohammed Kudus. Now, this is gathering pace. Kudus had a good season last season, caught the eye.
Cundy went between the two clubs, didn't he?
Yeah, but hang on. They're not having it. Many of the West Ham fans on social media that I have seen are saying, are you joking? Do not dare sell Kudus to Tottenham. And it might happen in a deal that would be worth 60 million to West Ham.
But they're not having it because they don't like Sullivan as well. Right? So the mix of Sullivan being in the mix. So, I look at this and say, well, why are you so offended? Why are you so offended specifically? Are you offended at the transfer? Are you offended at the transfer going to Spurs? There's no massive rivalry between West Ham and Tottenham, is there? They're London football clubs. They're both in the same division. But is there this massive rivalry? I don't recall there being one.
We might put that out there, put it to the test this morning.
Do you know any happy hammers?
We should ask a happy hammer out there. Are you one of the West Ham fans this morning who has been on social media saying, do not, over my dead body, allow this to happen? West Ham could well sell Mohammed Kudus, who is a good player and had a good season, to Tottenham in a deal that would be worth 60 million. Are you one of the West Ham fans that are saying, no, not to them, or not at all? 03717 223344 81089. Kudus, interestingly, Simon, would be the first West Ham player to join Tottenham since Scott Parker back in 2011. So it's not something that's been happening a lot, that's for sure.
But that might tell you something about where West Ham have been as a football club.
Yeah.
In terms of the amount of players. Obviously there's been some good players in there that have gone on to other places, like Dimitri Payet, who was a bit of a rebel, wasn't he, went out the door. But maybe Tottenham haven't coveted any of their players. Tottenham are a bigger club than West Ham.
Right. So this idea that you don't sell to a neighbour or a rival, do we put this one in the bin? Is this a nonsense issue?
I think it probably, on the commercial world that we live in now, is probably more nonsense.
It's going in the bin.
Valuable.
It's bin worthy, and that's all thanks to Keep Britain Tidy. But are you a West Ham fan who would say, no, not Kudus to Tottenham, even if it brings in your club 60 million? Give us a call, 03717 223344.
Should Eze be choosing Arsenal over Spurs, yay or nay?
Yay. Come on, mate.
What do you mean, come on, mate? Don't come on, mate.
You finished 17th last season.
No, I know, but come on.
No,
it's a great move for him, Spurs. It's a great move.
Arsenal, every day of the week, twice on Sunday.
Yeah, but he's not guaranteed to start.
Mate, Arsenal.
Yeah, but he's not guaranteed to play.
Yay.
Martinelli plays out there. Trossard plays out there.
Arsenal.
Come on, mate.
No, Arsenal.
Odegaard plays number 10.
Mate,
he goes to Spurs. He starts week in, week out.
What would you do if you were his shoes?
I play for Spurs. I was at Arsenal. I left.
Over Arsenal? Where they are right now.
Every day of the week.
Where you finished last season, you telling me Arsenal are in worse shape than Spurs?
I would play for Tottenham every day of the week.
No, you're a Spurs fan, right?
Right, so
I've got no dog in this fight. Arsenal. What?
Yeah, I know.
Arsenal.
Yeah, but he ain't going to guarantee. He's not going to guarantee to start.
Eze is better than Martinelli. I'll have Eze over him. You got to back yourself as well. Arsenal. Sorry, mate.
Okay, finally.
I think I'm tired. Firstly, I'm just tired of shopping at Chelsea in Chelsea's wheelie bin. Every single window we go to Chelsea, and whoever's just like, we do him a favour and give him. Why is Noni Madueke? So where's he firstly going to play?
Yeah.
Because that's my first point. Where is he going to play? And we shouldn't even be looking at a player with this quality. I feel like the problem I have at Arsenal, we get to the point where we need to take it one further, and then we just don't pull the trigger, and we're not quite decisive, and we're not purposeful.
Yeah, I feel as well, Shemi, as well. When you look at the transfer window so far, and you look at the way your rivals have strengthened so much already.
Exactly.
Liverpool,
exactly.
Manchester City. Do you feel Arsenal are getting a bit left behind?
Yeah, but I'm not shocked as an Arsenal fan. I'm not shocked we're in this scenario we got left behind. The way the season ended, it's kind of the Champions League papered over the cracks, and it's a thing with everyone saying, a lot of Arsenal fans, we all love what Mikel Arteta has done so far, right? And it's just like, okay, he's got us this far. Just give him one more season. He needs a striker. We can also, and I'm just like, the point is, do you believe he's going to be given the right tools to get the striker?
Shemi, can you do me a favour with regard to this link to Madueke? Like, from the outside looking in, it makes absolutely no sense to me. You know, when you look at where Madueke plays, when you look at the way that he plays, and when you look at how good he is, this doesn't make sense.
But you're going to have to let me know in the comments down below. How do you see these transfers going? Do you agree with me, or do you think it could be a whole lot different? As I say, let me know. And also, if you have enjoyed, leave a like, subscribe, hit the notification bell. And until next time, up the Spurs. I'll see you guys soon. Ciao.